You can always improve your pickleball game, even though it can be quite a challenging, fast-paced, and competitive game when players become more experienced at playing. Your ability to handle the ball became more adept with more practice as time went on. So if you are wondering how to step up your game, here are 6 actions you can do this week to transform your pickleball game forever. Hello and welcome to Pro Pickleball Media, your #1 spot for all pickleball content. Our channel is dedicated to the fastest growing sport in the United States, and we cover all fun and exciting things related to pickleball. So if you love pickleball and want to learn more about it, just take a second to subscribe and press the bell icon so you don't miss any of our video. Now let's get right into the video. Number 6. Avoid no man's land. The pickleball court area, known as no man's land, is an area pickleball players generally avoid because it is hard to win points there. As the place on the court where your opponent can hit the ball down at your feet, no man's land is a dangerous area. Your opponent can hit an overhead smash if you get low and hit up on the ball to clear the net. Located at the non-volley zone line, this area is also known as the transition area, as it is used to transition from the baseline to the preferred non-volley zone after the start of a rally. Your shot is at a disadvantage here, as the opposing team has more time to react to your shots. As well, you've created a gap in front and behind you, so they can get you with a well-placed dink or lock, or even nail the ball at your feet. In order to improve at this, it's very important to remain calm and in control of the point while going from the baseline into the pickleball kitchen. Now, pickleball is quite a common sport to get caught in the no man's land during a point. However, one must never get caught with their paddles down. To ensure the ball goes back over the net, the paddle should be angled facing the sky as you return the low shot. You should also bend your knees and get low when you're in no man's land. If your opponent's shot is high, get low and be prepared for the pickleball to come to your feet. By getting low and bending your knees, you will improve your defense and reset skills. Number 5. Bring the attack balls down on your opponent. It is tempting to hit the ball directly at an opponent. However, what usually happens is that the player will have an easy, defensive return because players like to keep their paddles in front of their bodies. In this game, it's always smart to throw your opponent off balance. In order to do that, try to hit it down towards their feet. Your opponent will have to go low to get the ball and possibly be uncomfortable on the return if you do this. As a bonus, hitting down at your opponent's feet forces them to reach down for the ball and hit it upward, which gives you the opportunity to hit the next ball downward. In addition, defending isn't always a bad thing, and it isn't always a disadvantage. It can be a great tactic for court patience, controlling the game pace, and letting your opponent win. Hitting the ball low on defense creates a playing style that is less of a choice and more of a necessity. Pickleballs that are hit down tend to be more successful than those that are hit high above the net, so you can attack aggressively and offensively. Compared to shots that are left at shin height or higher, these shots are more difficult to return and more likely to be hit for a winning shot. Number 4. Make sure your opponents are backed up. Keeping your opponent's back toward their baseline as long as possible is the same as your goal of getting to the kitchen quickly. In this scenario, you have the advantage. With control of the pickleball court, you force your opponents to hit harder shots if you keep your shots deep in the court. You can do this by hitting your serves close to the baseline. Returning serves deeply and with arc, so your opponent must wait longer to return them. By getting to the kitchen line sooner, you will also be able to get on the offensive sooner. Keep hitting the player farther back on the pickleball court, aiming at their feet. Occasionally serve at a faster pace, maybe with spin. Now, once pickleball players attempt to hit a soft shot or drop volley, opponents often rush in and reset the pickleball. Kitchen line pickleball players surrender their advantage and invite their opponents back in. As a result of the shot going straight into the net, pickleball players often try to do something different by playing a drop volley or soft shot. Rather than giving up your court position advantage, keep your opponents back. Keep them deep on the pickleball court and consider hitting angles at the baseline to move them around. If you keep your opponents back on the pickleball court, you will win more points. Only consider the short soft shot or drop volley in specific circumstances. Number 3. Work on your deep serves. Pickleball beginners should focus on mastering their serve to improve their game. Next, work on deeper serves once you've mastered your consistently accurate serves. Deep serves in pickleball are powerful, high-arching serves that land near the opponent's baseline, forcing them to move back and return the ball from a less advantageous position. Using a deep serve enables the server to gain an advantage in the rally. Your deep serves are even more effective if you can hit them to the opponent's backhand. Most players have a weaker backhand than their forehand. When you start practicing deep serving, you won't hit it out of bounds as often as you want. To stay within bounds but land in the last 12 of the court, you need to practice knowing how much power to use. Additionally, you should mix up your serves, vary the height and depth, and surprise your opponents so that they don't predict what you will do next. With your serve, you must keep your opponents deep in the pickleball court. However, do not overplay your serve if you are hitting a deep serve by aiming too close to the pickleball court lines, whether it be the baselines, the center lines, or the sidelines. If you are playing outside, aim 2 to 3 feet inside of the lines. Number 2. Let's let the ball reach its apex. As the ball is still spinning and has a lot of speed, it will strike your paddle even slightly off, making bad shots right after it bounces. Rather than hitting the ball with your paddle, let it bounce until it reaches its apex. You can hit solidly and put your own spin on the ball at the apex because the ball has lost most of its speed and spin. Rather than taking the pickleball out of the air, you might be able to hit an aggressive or offensive shot if your opponent's shot has a high apex. Pickleball is more aggressive at or above the net. As a general rule, you should volley the pickleball in order to take time away from your opponents and force them to make more errors. Nevertheless, this is not an absolute in every situation. Let the pickleball bounce if you are overextended or can play more offensively after it has bounced. Number 1. Prepare a strong paddle position up at the NVZ line. You need to be ready at all times when playing at the non-volley zone, NVZ line. Typically, paddle ready refers to players in this third position, where they can quickly react to fast-paced volleys across their body or left and right. When you are playing at the kitchen line, you will often use your backhand, and this position will help you win more volleys. In order to react to your opponent's shots more effectively, your paddle angle will become more important as you move up to the kitchen line. To cover both sides of your body on the pickleball court, your paddle face should be at 10 or 11 o'clock. You should be in a semi-backhand position so that your opponent can read your paddle face. As well as giving you faster reaction times, this semi-backhand position allows you to hit forehands. You should also hold your paddle at a height that is appropriate for your pickleball paddle-ready position. Pickleball paddles were traditionally held around chest height. However, there is a trend to drop the paddle to the belly button. With a pickleball paddle held around your belly button, you'll be able to hit high shots as well as low shots with equal distance. So you can cover the most shots in the shortest amount of time. So which of these actions you'll start doing to transform your pickleball game? Tell us in the comments. Also, don't forget to like this video and share it with your fellow picklers. Also, if you love pickleball, then make sure to watch this next video on our channel. Thanks for watching. Bye.